Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Chronicles from the Kit. I'm here at the recording den actually. I just filmed a promo for a drum clinic I'm going to be doing here on October 25th. So I figured I'd use this location to tell you another story. This particular story is about the evening that they had the second Million Man Mosh in New York City. The whole premise of that was to raise money for Donovan Drayton, the son of the late great guitarist Ronnie Drayton. He was convicted of a murder that he did not commit and was sent to prison for it. So they were getting together to raise money to hire good lawyers and to get him out of prison, which was very successful. So my dad had called me and asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, I missed the first one. I definitely want to go to this, So we drove down there. We drove down there in my dad's van, and last time we took my car broke down in the middle of New York City. That wasn't fun. That might be another story for another time. And so we get there, and the performers that were there was 24/7 Spies. It was Living Color. It was Nona Hendrix, the legendary Nona Hendrix, which upon meeting her for the first time, she gave me a kiss on the cheek, so that was cool. Lenny White, the legendary drummer for Chick Corea and Return to Forever, and Miles Davis, can't forget Miles Davis. I think I mentioned Living Color, 24/7 Spies, and the Sugar Hill House Band with the rappers. So it was a great time. We were hanging out upstairs, backstage, and all that stuff. I think my friend Greg Sherrod might have been at that show, and he was, he's a huge 24/7 Spies fan. So I brought him upstairs to meet the guys, Jimmy Hazel, because I had met them previously at another show when my dad was touring with Eric Gales. And so, Eddie Martinez, the guitar player, he was there too, legendary Eddie Martinez, he was there. And so we get there, we're all hanging out backstage, and Zach Alford, he was hanging out with us. All of us drummers were hanging. It was me, my dad, Zach Alford. Zach was David Bowie's drummer, and Lenny White. We're talking about drums, and I think Zach was the one who asked, what everybody thought about, gospel chop drumming. And so, of course, Lenny chimed in about that. He goes, I got something to say about it, but hang on. I got to take care of something first, so. We came back and we listened to his wisdom about it all, and pretty much got a free drum lesson from him, which was pretty cool. It's like, wow, it's like Lenny White is giving us a drum lesson here, so we better pay attention. And so the crowd started pouring in, and my dad had introduced me to Ronnie, and Ronnie had introduced me to Donovan, and so I took Donovan downstairs when the crowd started piling in, and I told him, I said, do you see all this? And he says, yeah. And I said, this is all for you, man. And he just started crying and gave me a big hug. And in my head, I thought to myself, there's no way this guy killed anybody, So I don't know who went on first. It might have been Nona Hendrix. I think she went on first. And then 24/7 Spies went on. And then Living Color went on. And after Living Color set, my daddy grabbed me from the audience and he says, here, take my phone. I want you to come back around, behind me. And I want you to take some footage and take some pictures. I said, okay. So I went backstage and then went behind my dad, was taking pictures, and Will Calhoun had joined me, with his son, the drummer for Living Color. He had joined me, and we're standing there, we're watching, and we're enjoying it. It's great because yeah, living parts of, people, Vernon was on guitar when Sugar Hill came out because Skip wasn't available. He was in England. So it was kind of like half Living Color and half Sugar Hill Gang, merging as one band. Melly Mel was there, got to hang with him and all that. So, and I took a picture of them, before the show happened, so there's a picture floating around somewhere. I'll probably post it at the end of the video. But, so I'm standing there, I'm taking footage, I'm taking, pictures and all that. And I see Will Calhoun, he reaches into his pocket because he had his son with him, and he goes, it's my wife. He goes, I told her I would have him home right after we were done playing because it's a school night. He goes, but you know what? I don't care. I'll get in trouble for this because my son needs to see this. This is music history right here. So he goes, if I have to, I will sleep on the couch for the next few nights. So, which I thought was hysterical, so they wound up staying for the whole thing. And it was a great night. All around, it was just a great night to be able to hang with, some of my music heroes and all that, and to see my dad play with the original Sugar Hill Band. I haven't probably have seen it since I was little, so to get to see it as an adult was just great. So what I'll do is I will post their performance in the comments on Facebook. And for Instagram, I will post the performance, a little bit of the performance of Sugar Hill. I'll post that in the bio section, where you can click the link and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll post the Sugar Hill Living Color, performance. I think they're doing a Rapper's Delight. So I'll definitely post that for you guys so you guys can check out what we got to see. So thank you again for listening to another one of my stories, and I will be back next month with another one. Peace.